Jermall Charlo is back. And that sentence alone should send a ripple of excitement through boxing fans who've been waiting impatiently for the return of one of the sport's most talented and, let's be honest, most controversial figures. Undefeated at 33-0 with 22 knockouts, Charlo steps into the ring this time not just to win, but to prove something. Because this isn't just another defense, another victory lap. This is a statement. His campaign in the super middleweight division is officially underway. And Thomas LaManna is the first name on the hit list. Now let's be clear, Jermall Charlo's journey hasn't been smooth over the past couple of years. After dominating at middleweight and holding the WBC title for a significant period, Charlo's career momentum slowed down. Injuries, legal troubles, and long gaps between fights led to frustration from fans and critics alike. People started asking questions. Is he still the same fighter? Is the hunger still there? And most importantly, can he still be a major player in a division stacked with names like David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, and of course, Canelo Alvarez? Stepping into super middleweight isn't just a weight change, it's a whole new battlefield. The fighters hit harder, the margin for error is smaller, and the eyes watching are sharper. So for Charlo, this fight against Thomas LaManna is more than just a return. It's a reintroduction. He's not coming back to coast, he's coming back to conquer. Now let's talk about Thomas LaManna. Casual fans might brush him off, looking at the 5 losses on his record and assuming this is a tune-up for Charlo. But that would be a mistake. LaManna has 39 wins and 18 knockouts. He's been in the game for over a decade, fought on short notice, bounced back from defeats, and is known for his grit and resilience. And here's the thing. He knows what this opportunity means. This is the kind of fight that can flip your entire career overnight. Beating an undefeated fighter like Charlo doesn't just get you attention, it gets you rankings. It gets you respect. It gets you paid. Of course, the odds favor Charlo, but boxing isn't math. It's timing, it's pressure, it's heart. If LaManna brings the right mix of aggression and discipline, and if Charlo underestimates him even for a second, we could be in for a shocker. And let's not pretend Charlo hasn't shown signs of ring rust before. The longer you're inactive, the more you play with fire. That said, if Charlo is anywhere near his best, it could be a short night. The man's jab alone is enough to keep most fighters at bay, and once he finds his rhythm, that right hand is a game changer. One of the most interesting things about this fight is the tone around it. It doesn't have the massive media circus that surrounds a Canelo fight, but that's actually what makes it compelling. It feels raw. It feels like a proving ground. Charlo has everything to lose. LaManna has everything to gain. And fans, we're just hungry for violence, skill, and clarity. There's also a bigger conversation happening in the background. The super middleweight division is in flux. With Canelo slowing down and the younger lions roaring louder, there's space for someone to rise. Benavidez is right there, on the verge of superstardom. Caleb Plant is still in the mix. And now we've got Jermall Charlo stepping in. The question is, how real is he at 168? Is he just testing the waters, or is he coming to take over? Because if he gets past LaManna convincingly, you can bet the callouts will start flying. Maybe even a clash with his twin brother Jermall down the line. That would break the internet. And let's not ignore the business side of this. Charlo is still a draw. Whether you love him or love to hate him, people tune in. He brings charisma, confidence, and that chip on the shoulder energy that makes every face-off electric. The press conferences have been relatively quiet so far, but don't be surprised if we get fireworks at the weigh-in. LaManna knows the cameras are rolling, and a little drama never hurts ticket sales. For hardcore fans, this fight is also a chance to evaluate Charlo's form. How does he look physically? How sharp is his timing? Is the footwork still crisp? Does he have the stamina for 10 hard rounds at a heavier weight? These are all questions we'll get answers to, and those answers will set the tone for the rest of his campaign in this division. Meanwhile, LaManna's approach is going to be crucial. He can't let Charlo dictate the pace. If he stays on the outside, Charlo will jab him to death. He's going to need to take some risks, get inside, smother, rough him up, make it uncomfortable. That's how upsets happen, not by outboxing a technician, but by disrupting their rhythm and turning the fight into something messy and unpredictable. There's also an emotional layer to all this. Charlo has been open about his mental health struggles, And while that honesty is commendable, it also adds pressure. Every comeback becomes a referendum. Fans expect not just victory, but dominance. And if there's even a hint of hesitation, in the ring, the critics will pounce. That's the burden of being undefeated for so long. It becomes your brand. One slip and the entire narrative shifts. But if Charlo shows up looking like the fighter who dismantled Sergey Derevianchenko, then we're in for a treat. That version of Charlo was sharp, vicious, and in total control. If that guy is back, LaManna might be in for a long or very short evening. Regardless of the outcome, this fight matters. It's a signal flare for the division. If Charlo wins, we'll likely see him called out by the top dogs at 168. If he struggles or loses, it opens the door for LaManna and throws a wrench into the presumed hierarchy. And as fans, that unpredictability is exactly what keeps boxing alive. So whether you're tuning in for Charlo's redemption arc, rooting for the underdog miracle, or just here for the sweet science, this fight deserves your attention. The stakes are real. The narratives are rich. And when that bell rings, all the talk stops. All that's left is two men in a ring, 10 rounds, and one shot to change the game.